We tried to hide from him. And we did that. When we did that, what happened? Exactly. We ended up in a situation that seemed like we were in the belly of a fish. Well, tonight, though, I want to deal with going through the process, but not because you were disobedient, but going through a process that we sometimes go through, even when we're already doing, we're talking, we're walking, and working just as the Lord has already instructed us. This is something I know about firsthand. In 2008, God spoke to me, and he told me that there was ministry in me that he needed me to do. He clearly told me that Bread of Life needed my gifts and talents on a regular basis. He told me he needed me to work more closely with our leaders on a day-to-day basis to help push the vision of the ministry. Now, at this time, I had already been at Aflac for 9 years, and I was looking forward to the next year because I was going to be celebrating my 10th year anniversary. And you know, Aflac does it big when you celebrate when you're tenured like that. So I had a strong career path, and I was progressing with leaps and bounds. I was promoted almost every year that I was there, and I had more promotions on the horizon. I also began working part-time as a supervisor at CBS. That's in 2008. When I went back to CBS, because I had actually worked there for a few years as a cashier, 2003, I think, to 2006, and then I stopped working there. It wasn't really necessary at the time. So when I went back to CBS, I didn't see that God was setting me up already, but he was. He was. He was doing just that. So I said to God, after, you telling me you need me to work at the church, but that's daytime hours, and I'm at Aflac during the day. So I can't work at Aflac and work at the church. I'm not telling you no, I'm just telling you this is what I can't do. I can't be in two places at one time. And so God said, you're absolutely right. You can't. Next thing I know, I'm talking to pastor-elect and bishop and telling them when they were ready for me, I was ready to come on board. It just so happened CBS also asked me if I had thought about coming on full-time with them and being a night manager. So I was like, well, Lord, there you go. That frees me up to be able to be here at the church during the day. So I was going to do that part-time, so I put in a 3 months notice. For those of you all that are thinking about leaving your jobs, give people notice. Don't just leave. You might want to go back one day. That's just a little tidbit for you. All right, so I gave my 3 months notice. I actually even trained my replacement. And that was that. So you would think now, since God sent me, I said yes, the road would be easy. It'd be smooth sailing, right? I mean, God, you told me to go. I'm going. So it just should be easy. It shouldn't be, you wouldn't think there would be any turmoil or it would be hard. Well, at least that's what I thought. Maybe it works differently for you, but it wasn't always so. Just as Job, who was known as an upright and just man, probably one of the most, or the most, other than God and Jesus, he had to suffer just for being that, for being upright and just. So we too may have to suffer a while. From 2009 and 2010, I didn't see much of a change in my circumstances. So I was like, great, this isn't going to be easy. So I went on, and then suddenly things started falling apart. It seemed like one thing after the next went wrong. My finances went crazy, my personal life was in shambles, and I felt like I could never catch a break. Just like the woman in the text, she dealt with the issue of blood for 12 years. And I was sitting there, because these are scriptures that I would just go back to, and I was thinking, Lord, 12 years, I can't do this 12 years. But I looked up the Message Bible and how it reads that passage, and it says there was a woman who for 12 years had been afflicted with hemorrhages. She had spent every penny she had on doctors, but no one had been able to help her. Now, throughout this time, she had to think about giving up, throwing in the towel, or even taking her own life. but something kept